We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof raid.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a human to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to Do Fools Agree, episode 33. I am your host, Michael Reggie, as always, here with my main man, Cliff Jennings. Cliff, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right. It's a 3-day weekend?
Right.
I'll take that motherfucker.
No doubt. Nah, and we're going in live a little late tonight, but I mean, honestly, if we can keep going at 10:15, 10:30, I think that works even. So it's all a matter on whether or not the game gets delayed or they can fuck things up for us. But outside of that,
but nowadays they delay it for a few raindrops, so you never know.
You're not wrong. But we got the dub tonight, so I got a little victory drink, drink, thanks to our friends over at Echo Spirits Distillery over there. Actually, the win was over Grandview, which is where Echo is. I should have stopped there and picked up another bottle while I was over there.
Right. Listen, well, I don't have the Echo this evening.
What you got going?
But I'll take a shot to your victory.
There we go. I appreciate it. I do have something to share though. So it was a good game.
Uh-oh.
It was a good game.
Was that bad news? That sounds like bad news delivery.
It has to do with the game, so it's all right. So we won 22-14.
Mm-hmm.
Good score, right? It's a good defensive battle.
8 points.
Right. And they are driving. So I will tell you, in the last 10 seconds of the game, it was 16-14. And they were driving the field, or trying to drive the field. The officials were really helping them out, and your boy decided to call the officials on it. And your boy,
shit, you got kicked out.
I didn't get kicked out, but I got lit up for for unsportsmanlike. And I tell you what, man,
you need them every now and then.
It was such bullshit. Like they threw the flag on me, and I didn't even fucking swear at them. Like all I said was we got popped with a defensive offsides. And right. I yelled across the field. I'm like, their entire left side of the offensive line is moving. That is bull. Not even bullshit. That is bull. And this fucking tiny little black dude on the officiating court throws the flag on me. I'm like,
that was the only thing you said,
I will end you. Like, I was ready to whoop his ass after the game.
That's the only thing he said, too?
That's it. That was it.
Yeah. That didn't even that was uncalled
like if
for.
I'm gonna get a personal foul, I'm gonna fucking earn it, dude.
Right. You didn't throw nothing?
No, not a damn thing. Was not on the field, was on the sideline, in the box, like just yelled, that's bull, and he threw a fucking flag on me, the fucking coward. I tell you what, man, the officials tried to take the game away from us at the end. It was some bullshit. Now what ended up happening was we ended up picking off a ball in the last 10 seconds and returning it for a touchdown, which is why the score ended up 22-14. But
right.
God damn, man. It was a good game. It's that was a fun game. It was one of the more fun games I've been a part of in a while. So
It's always fun when you can win a game fighting uphill.
absolutely, absolutely. When you battle in the zebras too, which I mean,
Listen,
let's face it. You know, I don't want us to get on the race tangent as much tonight. I think we got some good topics that'll keep us away from it. But officiating is the next fucking thing right behind the police. Officiating is the thing we need to fix right behind the police, especially in Ohio.
you know what? From that standpoint of playing in the inner city and playing against schools from the outskirts, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
I do know exactly what you're talking about.
No doubt.
But I mean, that's
it's minuscule. This is obviously somewhat in jest.
I mean, it's very minuscule. But I mean, I'm just saying that
it's the same vibe. Like,
but that's everywhere. Fuck the officiating.
Right.
Let's after we handle the police, let's get to the HRs and the people in companies that do that shit.
You're right. You're right.
You know what I mean?
I just thought it was funny. It was the thought that came to my face which is funny because it's the same thing that I've told players before. I'm like, you treat officials like the police. You nod your head, say yes, sir, and you walk the fuck away.
Right.
Because nothing good comes from it.
Motherfuckers think people come to see them.
But it was the black dude that threw the flag on me.
That's just like that black police officer.
I guarantee
Every time
you.
I get pulled over and the police officer's black,
You're
I'm like,
oh, shit.
Fuck, God damn it.
You know you're fucked when the dude, when
especially if it's a white dude
officer,
with him.
Right.
Now, if it's two black dudes, then that's cool.
Police showing out for the white cop.
But if it's black dude, white cop too, man, get prepared to get hands put on you.
Yeah, right. No doubt. Damn. But it was a good game. My D-line played well.
That's what's up. What's up.
You know, at the end of the day, that's all I really care about. I'm glad to get the win, but I'm more happy when my D-line plays well. So
Right. Right.
So what about you? You got any inadvertent thoughts to get us going this week?
I do got inadvertent thought. I have an inadvertent.
Let's hear it. What you got?
So I was on World Star and I saw there's a Korean spy cam epidemic. You haven't heard of this?
No. What do you mean?
So there's the South Korean spy cam epidemic where motherfuckers is sneaking cameras into hotel rooms, bathrooms,
okay.
inside of toilets and shit. And like they'll secretly record motherfuckers pissing or having sex, and then they'll sell the footage online.
Right.
So it was like a mini documentary they had on World Star. It was probably like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it had this chick, this European chick that was going into like the hotels that were like known for like sex, basically. Gotcha. Like the cheaper hotels. Yeah. And she would go in
the ones
with,
with the hourly rates.
Now it could, well, yeah, no. I think they did say something about that as well. Mm-hmm. But she went in with like a team that set up to find like camera equipment, and they did this game where like they had her check the room and see how many she could find, and then they would check the room and get the rest of them, and they found 36 cameras in one hotel room.
What the fuck you need 36 angles for?
That's what I'm saying, man. And I guarantee you, out of 36 angles, there's only about 20 usable ones.
Right.
The rest are like, oh shit, you don't want that angle. That's not sellable footage right there.
True.
Cover up the teddy bear cam. That one's not angled right.
That one's not going to get you the view you want.
Right. But I mean,
it's just of his asshole.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking too. But what I'm saying is, how far away are we before having to like log into a VPN just to get intimate with our significant other?
I mean, depending where you're at, you might already be in.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
that's
what? No, you know what it'll be is you'll basically have you'll end up having devices like an EMP. You'll have something that has like a jamming frequency that'll keep cameras from being able to pick it up or audio. Like that's how you start to protect against that kind of stuff. Is you've got to have the anti or the jamming version of whatever the technology is. And the problem is that you're right. You're always gonna. It's always a cat and mouse game. We talk about that in IT security all the time. Like InfoSec is, you've always got to evolve because the hackers are. Like,
I mean, I don't necessarily have an issue. You feel what I'm saying? I have worked in front of an audience before, but I don't want you selling my footage, motherfucker. If anybody's gonna profit off this shit,
so
if anybody's gonna profit,
so next week you can join Cliff on his OnlyFans account.
Listen, I've been hearing some things. If I knew how to kick it off, I'd give you some spy cam footage.
Right. Man, I don't know. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny that was your inadvertent thought, because my inadvertent thought was confusing video titles on porn sites. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, she takes it in the ass and licks it clean. Like, is she licking her own ass clean, or?
Oh no!
Just shit like that. Like, sometimes there are some misleading titles. Right. Like, is that possible? I don't know. No, that's not possible, is it? I don't know.
Is there a secret guest? Is there a guest coming in? Does the cameraman get involved? What's going on?
Right. No. How do you get up that close? I don't understand. Oh, man. I'm trying to think if I had anything else. I've got a little bit of one, and it turned into a social media post that turned into a good debate. And so I posted something to the effect of, I don't want to hear people calling Rittenhouse, the dude that shot 2 protesters, a vigilante. He's not Batman. He's fucking our own, version of ISIS. And it led into a gun debate conversation with a former, with a fellow alumni from my high school. And it actually was a really good, really civil conversation. And we came to
most should be.
Right. No, and we got to a point where it was just a agree to disagree kind of situation. Basically, we got to the point having a conversation about that. Because my whole point was, that's domestic terrorism. That's not... You're not a vigilante. You're a terrorist at that point. You're not protecting your own. You're not protecting your own property, your own family, your own blah blah blah. You are going into a situation with the intent to stir shit up. And you are not backed by the military. What you are doing is illegal in and of itself. And I think where we got into our debate was it illegal? And we agreed not to really argue about that because the kid's 17, but I don't know Wisconsin law, so maybe a 17-year-old can carry an AR-15. I don't know. And then so it came down to, what defines a terrorist. And I basically said that if you are using violence or the threat of violence for political gain or to sway someone to your views, and you are performing an illegal act to do so, that by definition makes you a terrorist. Because that's the book definition of a terrorist. Someone who acts unlawfully to threaten with violence or physical harm in order or for political gain. Right. And he and I got into it. Was actually a really good conversation, and we basically got to the point where he's like, where his point was, he was defending others, and I'm like, I don't see it that way. He was going to start shit. And you're right. At the end of the day, it's what his mindset was. I just happen to think that if you're sitting front row at a Trump rally, you're probably a little racist.
Well, regardless of, it goes back to what I said last week.
Yeah.
When you have the police officers
dapping them up.
I mean, beyond that are asking, certain people for help outside the law. then basically, I mean, you're inviting people to do shit like that. So that makes, in my opinion, that makes you complicit in that act, which, in my opinion, makes you a part of a gang more so than a protective organization.
Agreed, and I think you're saying gang, and I'm saying terrorism, and I think it's the same thing. Like,
well, see, I don't care about the Rittenhouses.
I hear you,
because the Rittenhouses can get shot back.
Right.
But when we're dealing with a police system, overall police system that feels that way, that's the issue.
Right.
Fuck the Rittenhouses. Fuck them, because everybody. Let's be honest. I mean, he's not the only one with a gun. You know what I mean?
No.
And don't get me wrong. I could understand the situation if it took place in your hometown.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that for me was more the defining factor there. Like, if he felt like he was actually defending his property, his family.
That's understandable.
That's something else.
Even if you're misconstrued about what those protesters are doing or what they're standing for,
Agreed.
I can understand that. But the fact that you drove across state lines, you had time to think about what you were doing.
Right.
You have no ownership in anything over there.
And that ended up being my sticking point with this particular guy, was that had that been in defense of his own home or defense of his own property, I'm not going to argue with it.
Right.
The fact that he crossed state lines to go get involved, you know, this goes back, and I'm trying to remember what comedian it was, and I'm sure it's been multiple black comedians, but you know what he needed to drink? A big old glass of mind your damn business.
Well, listen, I mean, that's if I'm being honest, that's been a lot of white America for a while now.
I don't disagree.
The fuck, that's what we've made our living off of, minding our damn business. How you think we've survived in this racist ass country this long?
You're right. I don't argue with that.
Listen, the motherfuckers that's getting into shit, are people that don't understand that. So mind your damn business.
Right.
So, eventually, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's hope you learn before you alienate yourself from society.
Right. And at the end of the day, I think the big thing for me was it was a good civil conversation. Like, yes, we agreed to disagree, but we actually got to the root of why we disagreed.